So yesterday we had multiple different states doing their primaries, and one of the biggest messages we got out of yesterday's primaries was that voters don't care what Donald Trump has to say. And that isn't a good message that the president would want to hear right now as he watches his other poll numbers continue to tank. But what happened is that Republican voters in several different states that are vital for November, North Carolina is one of them, the other one is Kentucky. Kentucky's a solid red state, but the Senate seat, that's a little trickier. But nevertheless, Trump-backed candidates in both North Carolina and Kentucky were soundly defeated. And these were candidates that Trump had personally, on multiple different occasions, gone out there and publicly endorsed. And one of the candidates who beat a Trump-endorsed candidate was one Trump had attacked, a 6-term U.S. representative in Kentucky, Thomas Massie. Publicly sparred with Trump. Trump has insulted him, has backed his opponent. Well, Massie won. Massie won that primary. Then over in North Carolina, a little bit more embarrassing because Donald Trump had backed Linda Bennett for North Carolina's 11th congressional district, had tweeted out multiple different endorsements of her, and she lost to a 24-year-old motivational speaker. Now, by the time the election rolls around, the 24-year-old will be 25, which is the minimum age you have to be in order to get into Congress. But a Trump-backed candidate lost to a motivational speaker who, by the way, supports Trump. Now, both of these candidates who beat the Trump-backed people, they're not moderate Republicans by any stretch of the imagination. You know, they're still Republicans. They're still not good. They still have bad policy ideas that would screw over working class people and take away our rights. But the voters looked at what Trump had said, looked at the people that he endorsed, and said, no. We know you like these people, but we don't. And we're not going to listen to you here. That's what's so important about this. Yeah, this is two people. Those are two major losses for Donald Trump. Candidates that he supports overwhelmingly lose their races. You know, that big study on that we talked about here just 2 weeks ago proved that if Trump endorses you, it is effectively more likely to be a kiss of death than it is a guarantee of victory. You're more likely to lose if Trump endorses you. Even if you were winning in your race and then Trump comes in and endorses you, on average, it lowers you. It makes people like you less. That is how hated Donald Trump is. And Republicans all over the country better be looking at this as a sign of things to come. Because this was just a primary. Trump is going to be throwing out lots of endorsements ahead of November. And it is a kiss of death. And if he kisses too many Republicans running for re-election in the Senate, then control of the Senate's going to flip to the Democrats. Maybe he could endorse himself and then lose that race too. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did send out a tweet saying, I am endorsing myself for president. He's that egotistical. And then he'd probably retweet it because he's been retweeting a lot of his own tweets recently and agreeing with himself in the retweets. That's not normal behavior. But neither is anything we have seen from this man. And even Republican voters voting in a Republican primary looked at him, looked at his behavior, saw everything that he has done and said, thanks, but no thanks. I can think for myself.